Um, I feel like I could be more effective by teaching this beautiful knowledge that comes from the ancient world all the way up to the present, that discusses very specifically from, and I'm speaking from the warrior traditions of the world, how to implement the law of justice, how important the law of justice is in society. If we're going to live together and we're going to agree that we're going to work together and we're going to live together and we're going to trade together and we're going to exchange value for value together, well, there has to be fairness. There has to be a law of justice, and it has to be understood, and children need to be educated with that, because there's a law of justice that exists in the universe, and it exists in nature. It is interwoven into nature, into the fabric of nature itself, and you are a product of nature. So if you don't understand this, you're actually living outside of human nature, and that's why we see aberrant behavior. It's one reason. And then the other thing is that we have to understand that we have the free will to choose what path we go down and what decision we make, contrary to what a lot of these materialist atheists out there are trying to preach right now about the fact that there's such a thing as psychological determinism, that your life is determined for you. In the ancient philosophical traditions, this would have been called fatalism, the idea of fate. You can't control the fates are guiding you. You have no free will. Everything's auto predetermined. So you're just going with all these things that you can't control. And I believe there's a combination of both afoot, and we're going to get into that in a few minutes here. But this is why I want to do this. This is why I feel that this information is valuable, is because no matter what background you come from, no matter what race you come from, no matter what age you are, no matter what sex you are, no matter what you think about anything, you're a human being, right? You can wear your team colors. You can say, I'm a white person, I'm a black person, I'm an Asian person, I'm a this person, I'm gay, I'm a transgender, I'm a la la la. But those aren't really what create you as an individual. Those are just superficial, very small branches of the tree that is you. If you want to be an individual and you want to have what you want to call as an identity, your own personal identity, that is something you create. All the, whatever spacesuit you're wearing, whatever color it is, and whatever sexual orientation that it has, or whatever biological precursors that it contains, any of that, that's all. It should just be obvious that that's the case, and we should move past that argument. Like, for crying out loud, can we move past that argument? Because it's getting really ridiculous, in my opinion. Let's talk about what it is to create a true identity and a true self and a truly empowered, fully realized self. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what it is to be authentic. Let's talk about what it is to be confident, to have self-esteem. Self-esteem to the point where even if there is segregation in society, even if there is racism or sexism or any of these things, you know who you are, and you know that that's stupid shit, that you don't have to start going around and putting signs up and protesting society and banging everybody's skull off the side of the wall about. If you're confident in who you are, you don't care what other people are saying about you. You don't care. At this stage. Agree to disagree. But I'm just saying we've got to move past, we got to grow up. We got to get some maturity going. And I feel like there's some really awesome things from philosophy, from history, from brilliant minds that have come before that are way smarter than me and probably many of us, that have brought gifts to humanity of knowledge and insight and wisdom that we can all benefit from. So I want to go here into some of the different warrior cultures that had a code of ethics, a code of morality. And I want to talk about how important that is a little bit. And then we're going to get into the free will thing. And I'm going to establish a case for free will today. But it's pretty cool. Wherever you go and you look, every warrior culture has a code of ethics, a code of life, a philosophy. Because the warrior class was there to defend justice, right? They were the courageous ones. They were the ones that were there to defend life and defend freedom. That was the role of the warrior. Doesn't mean every warrior culture or group of people that call themselves warriors followed those codes, but those codes existed. And you always have humans after that fail when it comes to those kind of codes, and they don't stand up to it. So you can't just paint everybody with a wide brush when they give themselves the title of a warrior class or a warrior culture. It's beyond that. This is the philosophy of warriorship, and it's universal, and it goes back as far as we can track it.